The West Philippine Sea is now the epicenter of rising geopolitical tension. On November 23, 2025, the deployment of U.S. Coast Guard cutters alongside Philippine vessels marks a major escalation. Their presence directly counters China's increasingly aggressive actions. This is no routine exercise. It's a strategic move in a high-stakes contest for influence across the Indo-Pacific. Filipino fishermen have long faced harassment and blockades from Chinese maritime militia, losing access to their own fishing grounds. The U.S. Coast Guard's arrival sends a clear message: the international community will not tolerate violations of maritime norms. This shift from diplomatic protests to a physical presence aims to strengthen the Philippines' ability to assert its rights. The West Philippine Sea is vital for global trade and rich in resources: fish, oil, and gas. China's sweeping claims, symbolized by its 9-dash line, put it on a collision course with its neighbors and the U.S. The U.S. Coast Guard's deployment is a tangible sign of America's commitment to keeping these waters open. This is more than a territorial dispute. It's a clash between a rules-based order and power-based claims. The deployment tests alliances and the strength of international law. The actions taken here will shape regional stability and set a precedent for how smaller nations defend their sovereignty. The world is watching to see if international law or raw power will prevail. The Philippines stands at the heart of this struggle, its future intertwined with the fate of the region. The coming weeks will reveal whether deterrence and unity can hold the line. The stakes are high, not just for the Philippines, but for the global maritime order. The West Philippine Sea has become the proving ground for the future of international norms. The US, Japan, and the Philippines have forged a trilateral alliance to uphold international law in the West Philippine Sea. This partnership is rooted in a shared vision for a free and open Indo-Pacific. The U.S. has reaffirmed its ironclad mutual defense treaty with the Philippines, extending protection to its Coast Guard. Japan supports the Philippines with new patrol vessels and advanced training, boosting its ability to protect its waters. This cooperation is more than symbolic. It's a strategic deterrent against coercion. The alliance is grounded in UNCLOS, reinforcing a rules-based order over might makes right. By pooling resources and sharing intelligence, the three nations raise the cost of unilateral actions that threaten stability. Their united front signals to Southeast Asia that partnership and law can resist coercion. The Trilateral Alliance is now a cornerstone of regional security, defending the principle that all nations must follow the same rules. It's a model for collective action in the face of growing maritime challenges. Together, they are shaping a future where law, not force, governs the seas. China's new anti-trespassing policy authorizes its Coast Guard to detain foreign vessels for up to 60 days without trial. This sweeping edict covers areas internationally recognized as Philippine waters, criminalizing Filipino fishermen in their own EEZ. The move is seen as a blatant disregard for international law and a tool of intimidation. By creating its own legal framework for international waters, China is trying to cement control through lawfare. The threat of detention deters Filipinos from traditional fishing grounds, escalating the risk of crisis. China's Coast Guard now acts as judge and jailer on the high seas, undermining UNCLOS. This policy is the latest step in a campaign of gradual encroachment, following years of island building and militarization. It's a direct challenge to freedom of navigation and the sovereign rights of coastal states. The Philippines condemned China's anti-trespassing policy as a violation of international law. President Marcos Jr. vowed to defend Philippine sovereignty, while the Department of Foreign Affairs lodged a strong protest. The U.S. called on China to respect the 2016 arbitral ruling and warned of the risk of conflict. Japan, Australia, and European nations echoed these concerns, emphasizing the need to uphold UNCLOS and freedom of navigation. ASEAN's response was mixed, but unease is growing across the region. China's actions are testing ASEAN's unity and the resolve of its neighbors. International condemnation is isolating Beijing and reinforcing the rules-based order. The increased presence of allied coast guards contests China's narrative and asserts that the South China Sea is an international waterway. The world is making it clear: international law, not unilateral edicts, must govern these waters. The US, Japan, and the Philippines have launched joint maritime patrols in the West Philippine Sea. These patrols increase maritime awareness and deter illicit activities, making it harder for China's maritime militia to operate unchecked. Intelligence sharing is central. US and Japanese satellites track vessel movements, giving the Philippines a clearer picture of its waters. This enables more effective deployment of limited assets and better documentation of illegal activities. Capacity building is also key. New ships, advanced training, and technical support are strengthening the Philippine Coast Guard. The focus is on law enforcement, not military confrontation, signaling a commitment to upholding international norms. These efforts empower the Philippines to defend its sovereignty and protect its resources. The joint strategy is defensive, aiming to maintain stability and prevent escalation. By working together, the allies are reframing the dispute as one of law and governance, not just power. The onus is now on China to justify its actions in the face of united opposition. At the heart of the dispute is UNCLOS, the Constitution for the Oceans, ratified by both China and the Philippines. In 2016, an international tribunal ruled in favor of the Philippines, rejecting China's 9-line claims. The ruling affirmed the Philippines' rights to resources in its EEZ, including key features like Scarborough Shoal. China dismissed the verdict and continues its activities, defying international law. For the Philippines and its allies, the ruling is a powerful legal and moral foundation. Every call for China to respect the law refers to this binding decision. Joint patrols and diplomatic efforts aim to enforce the spirit of the ruling. The U.S. Coast Guard's presence is a practical step to uphold UNCLOS. The dispute is about more than territory. It's about whether international law has real-world consequences. The outcome will shape the credibility of the rules-based order for years to come. The West Philippine Sea standoff is a microcosm of U.S.-China rivalry in the Indo-Pacific. If China succeeds, it could embolden further expansion and destabilize the region. For the U.S., this is a test of credibility and alliance commitments. Failure to push back could shift the regional balance of power and undermine trust in U.S. security guarantees. The Philippines' resistance, backed by allies, offers a model for other nations facing similar pressures. The outcome will influence whether Southeast Asia unites or fragments in the face of coercion. Ultimately, this is a struggle over the future of the international order, rules and norms versus spheres of influence. The actions of coast guards and diplomats are about more than territory. They defend sovereignty and the rule of law. The West Philippine Sea is now the front line in a global contest for the future of maritime governance. The world is watching to see which vision will prevail. The West Philippine Sea conflict is also about vital resources, fish oil and gas crucial to the Philippines' future. China's actions have blocked Filipino fishermen and halted energy exploration, hurting local communities and national development. Joint patrols aim to restore access and protect livelihoods, ensuring Filipinos can fish in their own waters. Securing the EEZ is essential for food security and economic justice. The Malampaya gas field is depleting, and new reserves in Reed Bank are needed for energy security. Chinese interference has stalled exploration, but the Philippines hopes Allied support will change that. Protecting these resources is about national survival and the right to benefit from one's own territory. The struggle is as much economic as it is legal or strategic. As 2025 ends, the West Philippine Sea remains a tense standoff. U.S. and Allied deployments have strengthened the Philippines' position but haven't resolved the dispute. China shows no sign of backing down, and the conflict of interests persists. Deterrence and diplomacy must work hand in hand to prevent escalation and maintain stability. The 2016 arbitral ruling remains central, championed in every forum to build global support. The more the ruling is normalized, the harder it is for China to sustain its claims. The standoff is a marathon, demanding patience and resolve from the Philippines and its allies. The principles at stake, sovereignty, law, and freedom of the seas, are the foundation of global peace. The quiet determination of those patrolling these waters is a testament to the enduring fight for a rules-based order. The future of the Indo-Pacific and the world's oceans hangs in the balance.